Do you know the difference between rate per mile and cost per mile? Most dispatchers and carriers don't, and that mistake can kill a business. In this clip from one of my group coaching calls, you'll hear me break down the $2.50 per mile myth and why it's not enough to keep carriers profitable. Let's roll the clip.
So I have a carrier already, and I told him like, hey, I will try to help you with your dispatching part, which is how I end up finding this course. I was like, okay, I can just learn and everything. He already has that one pro. So yesterday I booked a load for him already. He's actually on it right now, so I hope it goes okay. But at this point, I really just want to dive in, learn as much as I can about the skill, and continue to help him scale and grow his business.
Okay, then what's the plan? Just learning the 1, 2, 3 load board or that load board?
So I really would like to learn DAT versus 1, 2, 3 load board because he uses DAT. I'm trying to figure out like, is it going to be information overload to learn DAT and 1, 2, 3 load board? I don't think he's tied to either one. I think his biggest thing is just, hey, I just want to drive and scale my business. So I don't think he's attached to that, but he pays for that.
Source of, I think, the loads, it doesn't matter as long as he stays profitable. What would be the market that he is in? Is it a box truck, drive-in, reefer?
Van, like standard van.
It's tough, be honest with you, right now with the van. The skill aspect is very important. It seems like maybe you don't have the skill aspect yet, but then you already have a carrier, then it will be tough. This guy will be demanding a lot of attention. Hey, I have a cost per mile is, let's say, $2, and I need $1 on top of it to stay profitable. Do you know his cost per mile for the drive-in?
Yeah, he's already told me those things. So his cost per mile right now, he likes to stay at 2.5. And maybe he said 2.5 to $3 is like his sweet spot. And he knows that when he's coming out of Florida, he knows like it's 1.70. So when you're bringing me back to Florida, just make sure that you compensate for that because I know it's going to be really cheap getting me out, but
Yeah.
make sure you make up for that when you're bringing me back in.
We were talking about the cost per mile, but you mentioned the rate per mile, right? So it's 2.5, the rate per mile that
Oh,
he's
rate per
looking for.
mile. Yeah, rate
Yeah.
per mile.
So then the cost per mile is very important. When he said 2.5, then you'll be finding lows, let's say 2.5, and then he's not happy. Do you know why he's not happy?
Why he wouldn't be happy if it was like 2.5 to 3? Well, because he wouldn't be profitable. He wouldn't be making enough
But he's
money.
already told you that it will be 2.5. Comfortable with 2.5? Then I had a lot of cases when the carrier comes in and says, hey, Kamal, like I'm looking for 2.5 rate per mile. And I'm like constantly dispatching 2.8, 2.7, 2.8, 2.7 averaging, and he's not happy. Then I realized that his cost per mile is high. That means for every mile he drives, the cost per mile is about $2. Then whatever the 50 cents or 70 cents that I'm making on top of the cost per mile is not profitable. So it's very important to know the cost per mile. So how you get that cost per mile is basically adding up all the cost, monthly cost fixed, then the variable
Oh.
cost divide that by 10,000 average miles that he drives. So I'll give you an example. Let's say truck payment is 2,000, trailer is 1,000. Those are fixed, and then insurance costs about 1,000. Give it or take, let's say it's a 5,000. Then the variable cost, fuel, driver, pay, all that expense. Then you add them up, divide by 10,000, you get about 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 cost per mile. Some carriers will have higher cost per mile if the truck is brand new and it's expensive. So if this guy, let's say, paid off his trailer, truck maybe, then cost per mile will be lower. When you're working, let's say, with the carrier, if the carrier has a lower cost per mile, it's much easier to work with these guys because they have a lower cost per mile, especially right now in this market. So if you get a carrier, for example, I'll give you, let's say, 10 carriers today, but the cost per mile averaging about $2, then specifically in the drive-in, it will be very hard for you to find loads, let's say for these guys. These guys are very demanding. So because the
Yeah.
rule of thumb is getting $1 on top of it. If the cost per mile is 1.5, then you need to get at least $1 to stay profitable.
Okay, after we know all of his expenses and then we divide it by the 10,000 miles that he drives, that needs to be at about $1.50. That's like the sweet spot that I'm looking for. But I need to be looking for something for $1 on top of that in order to be profitable.
Yes. Yeah.
Got
So,
you.
yeah,
Okay.
if you have a carrier and then this carrier, let's say, has $2 as far as cost per mile goes, then say you need $1 on top of it to stay profitable with this guy, then you're looking for $3, finding lows every single time.
The $3 needs to be the rate per mile because I'm not
Yes.
seeing okay, $3. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Very important. Cost per mile, rate per mile.
So now you see why rate per mile isn't enough.
Cost per mile is what really decides if a carrier stays profitable. If you want me to share more coaching call clips like this, drop a comment below, and also check the description for resources that will help you master your dispatching game the right way. See you in the next video.